welcome to our channel. I'm sitting out in the car, relaxing in the air conditioning. It's 170 degrees in my house. It's hot. Right now it's 12 o'clock. And it's even hotter outside in the sun. There's actually a breeze outside today, which is kind of nice. But it doesn't get in the house at all. All right, here we go. A couple jokes for you. It's a riddle here. Mr. and Mrs. Mustard have 6 daughters, and each daughter had 1 brother. How many people are in the family? If your uncle's sister is not your aunt, what relation is she to you? I can't believe how many people get this wrong. Your mother. What is red and real bad for your teeth? A brick. What do you call a cow with a twitch? Beef jerky. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. What kind of exercise do lazy people do? Diddly squats. What's blue and not heavy? Light blue. I had another one in my head. Oh, what's blue and smells like red paint? Blue paint. When is it okay to punch a midget? Most people say never. When he stands next to your wife and says, "Gee, your hair smells terrific." Got a bunch of off jokes here. I can't tell you. I spotted an albino Dalmatian the other day. That was the least I could do for it. I spotted an albino Dalmatian the other day. That was the least I could do for it. I was in town the other day and mentioned my dog had a litter of puppies. The guy asked, "What kind of dog is it?" I said, "She's a female." Got a call from MasterCard the other day and said, "Could I speak to Mr. Wallace?" I said, "This is he. We called to report an unusual activity on your account." He said, "Really? What happened?" They said, "Someone made a payment." My neighbor was so dense, he heard it was chilly outside, so he ran back inside and got a bowl and a spoon. Here's a Rodney Dangerfield joke that I heard on Johnny Carson, if you can believe that. He said, "What's the biggest trust in the world?" He said, 2 cannibals having oral sex. A guy is standing on a street corner and a funeral comes by. There are two carts with caskets, then a space, and a dog walking a huge pit bull, then a space, and a line of men back 2 blocks. The guy in the corner is baffled and walks up to the guy and his dog and says, "This is a very strange funeral. Can you tell me about it?" He said, "Well, the first casket is my wife, and the second casket is my mother-in-law. And this is my dog. He killed both of them." The guy said, "Can I borrow your dog?" He said, "Sure, you just got to go back to the end of the line and follow us." Why do witches wear name tags? So you can tell which witch is which. Here's a good news, bad news. Last week, A lady gave birth to a sweet baby girl at the Nebraska State Fair. Bad news is she won fourth place. She won a fourth place ribbon behind two pigs and a goat. In Buffalo, New York, a man was arrested after he bit the eyebrow off another man's face in a bar fight. No names of the victim were released, but they said you'd know him if you saw him. What do you call an armadillo with leprosy? A dillo. Look up leprosy. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A man is suing Chick-fil-A for serving him a chicken sandwich with a rat baked in the bun. Now, the 350-plus pound man said, "It was so disgusting, I almost didn't finish it." I saw a bumper sticker that said, "Lose weight, ask me how." So I waited for the car to pull over, and I asked, and he said, "Go on a diet, you fat cow." Do you guys ever hear the dead baby jokes? A friend of mine sent me a dead baby joke the other day, and it's like, what's this? And I looked it up on the internet. There must have been 20 sites of dead baby jokes from, I guess, from the 90s or something like that. I'm not going to tell you. They're pretty bizarre. What did the cannibal do after dumping his girlfriend? He wiped his butt. Here's a good joke. You won't like that. A wife says to her husband, "You are always pushing me around and talking behind my back." He says, "My darling, you're in a wheelchair." I was explaining to my wife last night that when you die, you get reincarnated, but you must come back as a different creature. She said, "I'd like to come back as a cow." I said, "You're obviously not listening." When I was young, we had a yellow cat named Butter. After it died, we got another yellow cat. Its name was, I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Little things have been bothering me lately. Yesterday, a guy was supposed to come fix our doorbell and he never showed up. Or did he? Some mysteries will never be solved. If only Africa had more mosquito nets, then we could save millions of mosquitoes from needlessly dying from AIDS. A daughter asked her dad, "What is your opinion on abortion?" He said, "Go ask your sister." She says, "I don't have a..." Who is more loyal, your wife or your dog? Lock them both in the trunk and drive around for 2 hours. When you open the trunk, see which one of them is happy to see you. Let's see. My neighbor, a pedophile and a rapist, walk into the bar. He sits down and orders a drink. What's the difference between 17 and 18? At least 5 years in prison. Where I grew up, the neighborhood across the Where I grew up, the neighbor across the street was actually a guy in the mafia. And he was very nice. He used to pay me $10 every morning just to start his car. So I'm at the gym on an elliptical machine, and the lady next to me said, could I ask a question? I said, sure, go ahead. She says, how do I convert my pulse rate to my heart rate? Well, take your pulse rate and multiply it by 1, then subtract 0. Do you need some scratch paper? One time in college, I was making out with my girlfriend, and her tooth fell out. I know that sucked. What was worse, it fell under her pillow, and I had to leave her $1. I don't like people when they use their kids just to be rude. I'm in a line at a burger joint, and a woman comes in with her baby, and she tries to cut in front of me in line and says, do you mind if I go ahead of you? I'm with my baby, and it's a real long line. You know, I don't want to wait in line. I'm with my baby. Can I just get ahead of you? Because I know I'm with my baby. I said, no. No, I have to get home. My kid's tied to a chair. Okay, I'm running out of time. Here's how to make a sales girl sweat a little bit. Go into a changing room, a changing booth or room. After about 5 minutes, yell, hey, there's no toilet paper in this stall. Last joke. A city in Idaho recorded its hottest temperature, 106 degrees, beating the old record of 105 degrees set in 1875. Of course, officials are blaming this on global warming. In 1875, what do they blame it on? Summer. Thanks for watching. Take care.